Hello and welcome, dear friends, colleagues, and fellow researchers. Today, I would like to review a chapter entitled Clone Story from the book Simulacra and Simulation by Jean Baudrillard. So, let us begin with knowing the author, Jean Baudrillard. Jean Baudrillard was a French sociologist and philosopher with an interest in cultural studies. He is best known for his analysis of media contemporary culture and technological communication, as well as his formulation of concepts such as hyperreality. Baudrillard wrote about diverse subjects, including consumerism, critique of economy, social history, aesthetics, Western foreign policy, and popular culture. This specific chapter, Clone Story, explores the philosophical implications of cloning. Baudrillard positions cloning as the materialism of the double and a step beyond traditional notions of reproduction and identity. He argues that cloning signifies a shift from sexual procreation linked to death and alterity towards a monocellular utopia focused on replicating the same. He says that cloning bypasses the traditional act of procreation that involves the intervening of genes and differences from both the parents. The cloner does not beget, but sprouts from a segment of the original, replacing the parental figures with a matrix of code. This technological intervention signifies the end of the body as a unique entity, replacing it with a series of identical prostheses. Here, he differentiates mechanical and genetic prostheses. In the former are external and modify the body's image, while the latter, that is the genetic, are internalized and becomes the body's original model. The mechanical prostheses are used to repair failing organs or extend the body, whereas genetic prostheses are more abstract and involve intervening in genetic formula, resulting in a body that cannot be represented. The text also discusses how this transition is not simply a technological progression but also a cancerous metastasis in which the proliferation of the same erodes the singularity and meaning of the original. Baudrillard compares cloned individual with a cancerous metastasis because they represent the unchecked proliferation of the same cell or formula. Like cancer, cloning involves the renewal of the same without consideration for the organic laws of the whole or differential vicissitudes. Ultimately, cloning becomes a symbol of a hyperreal world where simulation precedes the real and the original is lost to endless reproduction. Some of the key terms in this particular chapter are as this. First, simulacra, copies that depict things that either have no original or no longer have an original. They are signs of reality that have no basis in reality itself. Simulation, the limitation of the operation of a real world process or system over time. In Baudrillard's work, it is the process by which models and codes come to replace reality itself. Double, an imaginary figure that haunts the subject, representing their otherness and mortality. Its power lies in its materiality. Clone, a genetically identical copy of an organism. Cloning for Baudrillard represents the abolition of authority and the imaginary through genetic means. Authority, the state of being otherness of different. Otherness, Baudrillard argues that cloning seeks to abolish authority in favor of the same. Prosthesis, an artificial device that replaces a missing body part or function. Baudrillard extends this concept to include genetic codes, arguing that they are the ultimate prosthesis. Genetic code, the set of instructions encoded in DNA that determine the development and functioning of an organism. Baudrillard sees the genetic code as an abstract matrix that can be used to reproduce identical beings. Precision of the model, the idea that the model, in this case the genetic code, precedes and determines reality rather than the other way around. The genetic code becomes a primary reality and the body simply is replication. So that is all for today. Follow me for more such short reviews. Thank you.